Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's Success Tips with Danielle. I apologize. I had so much technical difficulties today. My camera wouldn't connect. The live stream wouldn't connect to my business page. So, things happen. But I'm here. So welcome. I'm here. I'm glad to be here. And today we're going to talk about getting that aha moment in your business. Like that moment in time where you are inspired just for a quick second, right? And I think we all get that feeling, especially when you're starting a business, or even if you've already been in business for a while. I've been in business for 3 years now, and every once in a while, I get that aha moment. And that aha moment, when you act on it, right? When you act on it, it can take your business to the next level. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about, brainstorming. That's why it's so important to always have it, in front of me. I always have my calendar, and I always have a notebook or, some kind of a notepad, because I'm always doodling. I'm always scribbling, and I get these we can call them aha moments. We can get these inspirational moments, and you write these things down. One of the things I want to teach you and tell you is this: do not second guess your intuition. Do not second guess your intuition. Sometimes, we may have these aha moments, and we may say, I can't do that. It's too big. I don't think I can pull that off. Don't second guess yourself, because like I always say, you are more powerful than you know. You have more inside you than you think you do. And just because you're in a different space, entrepreneurial space, whatever space you're in, if you're watching this, you're probably trying to be an entrepreneur, or you are an entrepreneur, but you've just been, struggling a little bit. But don't second guess your intuition, because these ideas come to you at the most inopportune times. Maybe when you're about to go to bed, maybe when you're in the shower, even it's usually when you're not doing anything specific, when you're not thinking about anything. Because sometimes when you think about the stuff too much, your brain gets overloaded, and then nothing creative happens. But it's when you quiet your mind, and and I like to go out in nature. Like that's where I get my aha moment. So, I'm gonna tell you guys, a few tips that can help you open up your mind to your creative power, so that you can implement these things. Because things were made, the automobile was made, these computers were made, anything that you can think of was made because somebody they tapped into and they listened to their creative part of their intuition. So, one of the places that I like to get my ideas from is when I'm outside, whether I'm outside walking around the lake, but nature has a way of opening up your senses, your 5 senses. And when you're out in nature, even when I'm in my backyard, every morning, when I wake up, I do my yoga, I stretch, and I do my prayer. I pray, I meditate, and I just sit on my yoga mat, and I just sit there, right? I just sit there, and it helps me to clear my mind. I don't have my phone next to me. I don't have a computer, none of that stuff. I don't even get on my computer till usually like after 11:30, 12 o'clock. All morning, I'm just, in silence pretty much. I'm drinking my water, and I'm being thankful, and I'm being grateful. And my question to myself is always, how can I help more people? How can I make more of an impact? Right? So when you start asking the right questions, so that's your first step to creating an aha moment. Because if you don't ask the right questions, you'll never get any answers. Does that make sense? If you don't ask the right questions, you'll never get any answers. Don't ask yourself, oh my gosh, why am I so overwhelmed? Oh my gosh, I got to get this work done, and I got to do this. Don't clog your mind. Don't clutter your mind with trivial things. Ask yourself, how can you do something great? So if there's one specific thing, like right now, I'm about to embark on something big. And, my thing is always this: how can I make more of an impact? How can I help impact people's lives a little bit more so that they can be free? Because my bottom line, my mission is to create freedom for people, right? To create freedom for people so that they can be online. Hello, Raisa. So that they can be online, and that they're making multiple streams of income, and they feel free. They can breathe. they can, relax because they know that they've acquired some skills and they've put some processes into place, and it's going to help them. Hey, Paula, it's going to help them bring about something substantial, something incredible in their lives, because I know that's what people want. People want to be free. So every morning I wake up, I always ask, how can I help more people? How can I impact more people? What can I do to create, more systems for my people, right? And those aha moments, guys, I get a lot of them and I write them down, and I'm like, all right, so how do I put it in, in chronological order? Now that may take some time, right? That may take some time, because once you get the aha moment, it's like downloaded into your brain. But now you have to put it out there and you have to work it so that it flows. Right. And that's why I know I showed you guys my little charts that I have. I literally make little boxes and arrows and all this stuff, because I want to create something great for myself, and I want to create something great for other people. So, and it goes together. So when you get these aha moments, this can literally create momentum in your business. It can create momentum that you would not believe. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if I didn't listen to my intuition. Don't be afraid to listen to something big within you. Right? I've done big things and I'm just like, wow, how can I top what I just did? How can I top that? I always want to challenge myself. And I encourage you to always challenge yourself. Always challenge yourself. When it comes to this online business industry, you want to challenge yourself. You want to set yourself apart from other people. But at the same time, you want to look at, I was watching a training, because every day I train, right? Every day I'm listening to trainings, and you should be too. Right? Always learn something new. I have that on my calendar. Learn something new today, right? Something that I didn't know before. And I'm so thankful that I invest. I buy courses. I invest in my education all the time. So I was watching this course yesterday, and basically one of the things he was saying was this. He said, who are the 7 people in your industry, in your niche, that you admire, that you want to emulate? Who are these 7 people? And then think about, what do these 7 people do that you're not doing, right? Because a lot of times, we want to just be fans of people. Oh, this person's so great. They make so much money, and we're like starstruck. And I was there, starstruck with stars in my eyes when I used to meet the $1 million earners and things like that. Especially when I was broke, I was just starting out. These people were like celebrities to me, right? And so, but at the same time, I had to learn very quickly that if I want to make a full-time income here, I couldn't just be starstruck with stars in my eyes. I had to emulate these people. I had to create the kind of business that they've created, right? Does that make sense? So that's what I had to do. And it came with me investing even more, time and money into acquiring skills that they had. If I wanted to be a multi-million-dollar earner, let's say, my first thing, I wanted to be a 6-figure earner. That's what I wanted to do. And I realized 6-figure earners, they teach, they train, they create courses, they create content, right? Value. They give value to the marketplace. When I started doing that, that's how I created a 6-figure income. Now, my goal, as most of you know, I want to be a millionaire. I want to become a multi-millionaire in different spaces, in the crypto space and in the online marketing space. So what do I have to do? I have to emulate what multimillionaires do. I have to understand how they create their millions. So no matter where you are right now, right? Maybe you don't want to be a millionaire just yet. Maybe you just want to make $3,000 a month. That's great. An extra $3,000 a month can really help you out. But you gotta know what you want, right? You gotta know what you want. And then your primary question is this: how can you make an impact, right? I want you to start asking that question. How can I become better? How can I become better and make an impact? Before I even knew about making an impact, I just want to better myself. I want to become better. I want to become a better leader. I want to become a better student, right? Because in order to be an effective leader, you have to be an effective student. You have to listen. You have to show up, right? That's why I go to every event. I buy my courses. I go to masterminds. I invest in myself tremendously. I buy the books. I read the books. And that was one of the things that he said too in this course. He said, if you want to emulate these 7 people, what books do they read, right? What books are they reading, right? So I made a point to get the books that my mentors, that my coaches were reading, right? I made it a point to do that, because if they're reading it, and they are getting value out of it, and they're changing their lives because of it, because of these books, I want to read the same books, right? And you do too. So I want you to think about, the 7 people that you admire, that you want to be like, right? What do they do right now that you're not doing? Think about that. What do they do right now? Even though you want to be like them, right? You may have stars in your eyes, but what are they doing consistently that you're not doing? And that's why you have to say to yourself, well, that's why I'm not where they are. I'm not doing what they're doing, right? I'm not doing it. So your job is to start doing it. And when you start doing it, guys, you will create a following. You will create you will create a business. You'll start to have a business. But until then, you won't, right? So if you are in health and wellness, if you're in fitness, if you are in affiliate marketing, if you're a network marketer, determine what industry you're in, right? If you're in e-commerce, determine what industry you're in. What are, in your industry, who are the key players? Who are the 7 people who you admire? And what are they doing on a consistent basis that you know you should be doing, but you're not? You're not. I want you to start thinking about that. And then as you think about that, ask yourself these questions. And I think the best time to ask yourself these questions is in the morning and at night, right before you go to bed, because you may even dream your answer. And in the morning when you're quiet, right, if you have that time, I know before when I was working, I had to make that time in the morning. It was hard. It was hard because that meant I had to get up a little bit earlier. But I was prepared to get up a little earlier because I knew that if I got up at least a half hour earlier, even though I was tired, if I got up a half hour earlier just to be quiet before my day got all crazy, I knew that it would help my day. And it would help me get further along in my business when I was still working my job and I was still part-time. So think about, what are they doing that you're not doing? What books are they reading? I encourage you to get those books. Get those books because it's the books and it's the philosophies inside of the books that's going to change your way of thinking. It's going to change your brain cells. You're going to start thinking differently. You're going to start looking at people differently, right? So, this is where you get your aha moments, but it's only when you start to feed your mind the best things out there. Get the education, follow the people that you admire and that you want to emulate, not just starstruck, but, being that person that's like, you know what, I'm going to get close to this person because they can teach me some things. I'm going to show them. I love when people say, Danielle, I'm going to be your biggest success stories. I love when I hear that. And I'm just like, all right, let's do it. Because I know so many people in this industry, they want to do the work, but they don't do it. They just don't, and it's like, it's sad to see, so many people that just won't put the work in. And I'm telling you, all you got to do is put the work in, the work that you see your people doing, the people that you admire in your niche, put in the work. See if they're making a 6-figure income, if they're a millionaire, what are they doing? Right? Put in that kind of work. But most people don't want to work. They just don't. They want the benefits of the work, but they don't want to work. Like I always say, I treat my business like a job, right? I do. I have my calendar. I know what I need to do. I know, I may be a little late today. I had some technical difficulties, but I know what needs to be done. And I have my calendar to keep me on task. I know, hey, Delilah, I know what is required of me. I understand my purpose here. I understand my business. I understand my job. I know what my job is. My job is to deliver content. My job is to show up every day. My job is to make sales. My job is to teach people how to create a business online. That's my job, right? That's my job. And I'm in charge of my job. And I treat it like a job. I don't treat it like some fly-by-night hobby, right? I'm here every day consistently, right? And this is what you have to do if you really want to create something, right? I'm running my ads. I know what my job is. I'm generating my leads, right? I know what my job is. I know what it is. And because I know what it is, I'm here every day doing doing the due diligence, connecting with people, meeting new people, making sure that I'm connected to the right people, reading my books, right? Taking care of my health. All that stuff is important. That's your job. As an entrepreneur, that is your job. Your job is to be the best version of you so that you can show up and create something magnificent in your life for yourself and to show others how to create something magnificent in their lives as well. That's what your job is. That's what your job is. So, hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. Getting that aha moment will come for you at some point. I get them all the time. And every time I do, I act on it. I give myself a deadline. Within 30 days, I'm going to create right? I want you all to start challenging yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, you're just going to keep floating. You're going to keep floating on with the wind. No, challenge yourself and create a deadline. If you know that you need to be blogging about your business, look, start your blog. Find out where you can get a blog from, right? If you know you need to be doing videos, start your videos, right? Do it. Challenge yourself. If you know that you need to be, I don't know, making your calendar, right? Do it. Do it today and stick to it. These are the things, these little habits that you can create for yourself that will turn into big, massive success for you. Otherwise, you'll never get anything done. That's one of the things he was talking about too. That's why I love to learn, guys. I love to learn. And not only do I learn, but I write it down. I write down things, those little aha moments that, sometimes you hear it, but it doesn't really click. And then you hear it again and it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. You talked about, and I teach this process too, get rid of the clutter in your life, right? If you got clutter, if you got laundry that you haven't folded and put it away. If your closets are a mess, clean up your stuff. Because when you're surrounded by mess, then that's inner mess. Your outer world needs to reflect your inner world. So, lots of times when you see people who have a lot of clutter and their house is a mess and things like that, that's because they are battling with something internally, right? They're battling with something, and you gotta nip that in the bud. You'll never be successful if you have a lot of mess around you, right? My kids know I can't stand mess. I can't stand it. Even if their room is a mess, I'm like, all right, and kids get a little messy. If I keep looking in their room every day, I'm like, all right, that's it. You need to clean up this room. You're not going anywhere until this room is clean, right? And they're like, well, it's not that bad. Yes, it is. It's bad to me because habits. Along the way, it can destroy you. Bad habits can destroy you. I mean, I have my thing. I remember one of my bad habits was that I always collected my mail. This was something that I had a bad habit with. Like I would not look at the mail. Right? I would just, if it wasn't something important, right, I would look at it to see where it came from. But then I would just put it to the side. And before I knew it, I had all this mail stacked up. And I said, man, I need to. Bryce said, let me go put my laundry away. Yeah, go put it away, Bryce. So you gotta do it. I used to have this mail. And, I had a mastermind with one of my mentors at the time. And we talked about this, having stuff that you don't address pretty much, right? You just don't address it. It's there. It's sitting there, it's staring you in your face. Like that mail used to stare me in my face. I knew it was there, but I didn't put it away, right? I didn't go through it. How hard is it to open up the mail, see if you need it, or throw it away? Half of it was junk mail, but I don't know why I would collect it. I don't know, right? Some of it was bills. Maybe that's why I was $30,000 in debt, right? I didn't address it because I felt like I didn't have the money. So why address it? But no, that's the wrong approach to things. That's the wrong approach. So I had to change my approach to my mail, right? I had to change that. So there's little things that, we are all working on. And thank God I don't do that anymore. When mail comes, I open it and I throw it. I just learned that. I literally just learned that maybe 3 years ago because I was a mail collector. I would literally not put my mail away. It would be stacks of it. I hated it, but it was just something that I did because I was avoiding. I was avoiding bills. I was avoiding it. So a lot of times we avoid things, but it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us. So, that's my my message for you all today. I got to get rid of my mess. He is in my way. Yeah, your mess will get in your way. And you don't even understand how subconsciously it gets in your way. You may not even think about it consciously, but it's a subconscious mess as well. I had to get rid of a lot of mess in my life. So you talk about it, yeah. I had to get rid of a lot of mess. I had to face it. I had to face that, where this is a mess. This is a mess. And, either I'm going to do something different or I'm going to stay in the mess. And my thing is this, if you want to grow, you can't stay in mess. If you want to get those aha moments to grow your business, to create momentum, to create something great, you can't stay in mess. You have to address it. You're so welcome, Raisa. I'm glad you enjoyed the value. You have to address it and tackle it, right? So that is my challenge for you all today as you watch this video. I'm glad you're getting lots of value from it. Go forth with a new, renewed sense of commitment to yourself. Okay, a renewed sense of commitment to yourself, and get rid of anything that you feel is holding you back, and start out with little things like the laundry, the mail, those kind of things. Maybe you carry around a lot of receipts in your bag, in your purse. I know women do that. I've done that myself. All that stuff go together. It's like, why you have receipts, file them or throw them away, right? So these are these little things that can hinder you from moving forward. So my challenge for you all today, make a renewed commitment, start creating, some aha moments, get silent in your day, preferably in the morning if you can, but definitely at night, sometime during the day, so that you can start getting some aha moments for your business, so that you can start to move your life and your business forward. All right, my friends, thank you so much for showing up. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you. Share this out if this was valuable to you. If you're not already in my 90-day boot camp, to get my 90 days of coaching, then you want to go ahead and watch the webinar that's going to share with you some of the information that that you may need to make an informed decision whether you want to work with me or not. I will be closing the doors on that very, very soon, because I'm going to be doing something else that is going to give even so many more people even more value. And I will be including my 90-day boot camp in that. And if you're already in the boot camp, you'll get something new. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.